Welcome to the stream, everyone. Here we're going to be talking about some severe weather. I'm sorry about that. I was making sure the stream's working here. We're going to talk about severe weather and potential snow chance. So the southern, southeastern side will see severe weather. The northeast will see some snow, and we're going to be talking about that in today's stream here. Hope to have a stream later tonight, possibly for the severe weather, because it's not actually going to happen. Most likely not during the stream. The enhanced risk it won't be till after midnight once those storms hit, so you're gonna have to have a way to get warnings and all that good stuff here. So welcome to the stream, Gary Smith, Storm Tracking 2022, and welcome Rain Mavens. So welcome to the stream. We're gonna get into it here in a minute. Gary Smith, Storm Tracking 2022 said there was a few severe thunderstorm warnings south of me earlier. Yeah, I saw that on radar. They put out a discussion of a watch unlikely, but there could be some severe weather in Florida right now. I saw that going on here. So let's get into things, into the slideshow here. Also, if you haven't noticed, I don't know if you really can see it, but I've actually changed my room around a little bit here since last time I did a stream with my camera here, so you may see some stuff that's different. You see my bed's a little bit moved here, so we moved my bed and stuff. So it may look a little different than usual, so just wanted to mention that here. Okay, let's move on here to slideshow here. Okay, severe weather and major snowstorm here. So that's what we're going to be talking about in today's stream here. So, and then hopefully I can have some live coverage later tonight. So, I'm hoping so. Okay, here's today's agenda, as usual. National Weather Service alerts, and then current conditions. Like I said, the current conditions is kind of a new thing I'm going to be doing here. Third will be radar view. Fourth will be tomorrow's forecast. Fifth and sixth will be severe weather forecast, then winter forecast. And then 7 is our questions live here. So live questions here will be our last thing, as usual, during the stream here. So let's get into things here. Here are the National Weather Service alerts at the moment here, and we see a large swath of winter weather advisories from all the way from Maine all the way down to New Mexico here. We're seeing winter weather advisories, so quite a few areas seeing winter weather advisories. Even areas that don't usually see snow are going to possibly see some snow here in northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, and northwestern Georgia here. We're seeing winter weather advisories and even a winter storm warning for Alabama and Mississippi. So we are going to see some winter weather going on for some of those areas. There's even winter storm warnings all the way down from Mississippi all the way up here to Maine. So even a winter storm watch here for areas in New Hampshire and some of Maine there. So we're going to possibly see a big winter storm for some of these areas, possibly getting up to a foot in some areas here, especially up here. So we're going to be talking about that later on here. We also have wind advisories here for areas of Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi here. We are seeing that going on. Also some wind advisories here for Georgia. We also see freeze warnings in effect here for areas of Louisiana all the way to Alabama. Also, freeze watches going on for areas of Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and Florida here. We are seeing some freeze watches in effect here. Looks like we also have some flash flood watches here. So here in Georgia and Florida, so you could see some flash flooding around that area here. So be careful there. We also see a few winter weather advisories up here in Minnesota and North Dakota. Also a winter weather advisory in Michigan there. And then wind alerts over here, but no precipitation type alerts in these areas. So mostly the western United States is pretty dry at the moment. Everyone else here in the eastern United States is seeing something going on, potentially severe weather or snow here for these areas over here. So let's get into things here. Okay, I wanted to look at our observed snowfall, see how much snowfall we've seen here over these areas. So this is as of 7 a.m., so some of these totals could have changed here, especially in this area here. But since 7 a.m., we've had quite a bit of snow here, areas of Kansas, Missouri. Even in Kansas, we've seen almost near 8 inches of snow there. With that snow, this is the last 72 hours here, so and we also see quite a bit of snow that happened a few days ago here for the Northeast. We saw up to potentially 6 inches of snow here for some areas, so some heavy snow that hit the Northeast. And you're about to get another snowstorm with quite a bit more snow to pile on top of that snow you've had now. I also see quite a bit of snow here in the mountain snow area, but I'm not going to really talk too much about that. I just wanted to look at snow totals, but we even see some snow, a swath from Missouri all the way to Michigan here of snow of at least an inch, potentially near 2 inches and 3 near Chicago here. So very interesting there. I'm in the flash flood watch. Be careful for some flash flooding because flash flooding is the #1 killer. So just be careful. Don't drive in flooded roads. So I think that's today. My area severe weather awareness week today is flash flood. I'm pretty sure safety. So just be careful with flash flooding. Okay, here are our current temperatures as of right now. So we can see that cold front here in Texas that will be moving through. We see quite a bit of warm air here, around 70 degrees here for areas from Texas all the way up to Tennessee, around 70 degrees. 50s and 60s here for areas of Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia. So some warm temperatures before the snow moves in. So you're going to see some warm temperatures, and then in a little, probably about 24 hours from now, you'll see snow for some of these areas. So you're going to go from very warm temperatures to snow. And then down here in Florida, we're seeing around, I think, 85, 86 with some very warm temperatures down there. I'm sure you guys are probably used to it, but it's pretty warm down there in southern Florida here. So, and then 70s almost, 64 it looks like, for areas of southern Georgia, southern Alabama, Florida. The area where the enhanced risk is about 69, I think that is. So, and then we're seeing some very cold temperatures up here in the Midwest. The upper Midwest, we're seeing near 3 degrees. I wouldn't want that. So very cold temperatures up there. And then in the West Coast, we're seeing around 60s, 50s here. So pretty warm over there. So that's pretty much what's going on. And then cooler temperatures here for the central United States here. Okay, let's move on here. Our current conditions again, and we're looking at now our moisture here. See how much moisture we have right now. We have quite a bit of moisture in this area where we're going to see some severe weather today, around 50-degree dew points here. So this area right here is our severe weather risk area for today, and we see already 50-degree dew points, even some 60s in there for areas of Louisiana, southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, areas of Florida, even near 70 in southern Florida, but we're not going to see a big risk down there. And then some 50s here for South Carolina and North Carolina here, some 50s and maybe some upper 40s. So let's move on here. Let's see what our wind gusts are here, and we see some high wind gusts for the Midwest here, around 20s, 30s. So also welcome to stream Talia Love. Sorry if I said that wrong. Trying my best to say that right. But we see some very windy conditions up here in the Midwest. I'm surprised there was no wind advisory or anything up there, but it's pretty windy if you're up there in the Midwest, around 30-degree wind gusts. I don't know why I said degree wind gusts up here. So we are seeing some heavy winds up here. But down here where we're seeing the severe weather going to happen, we aren't seeing much winds going on here. We're seeing maybe 15-mile-per-hour wind gusts near full Georgia, and we see Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi are all in really southern areas here. Aren't seeing much wind gusts here, or some areas of South and North Carolina. We're not seeing much wind gusts. Most of it's in Texas, Arkansas, Kentucky, Tennessee. Up here in the Northeast, we're seeing some windy conditions here. Not as windy as the Midwest here. Also, over here on the West Coast, we're not really that windy either here. Okay, here is our radar view here. So we have winter storm warnings here. You see that big swath of winter storm warnings here and winter weather advisories. We have a little bit of snow going on for areas of Oklahoma, Arkansas, southern Missouri, southern Illinois, around central Indiana, and around central Ohio here. We're seeing some snow, and even some snow up here in Colorado. Not Colorado, Canada. Sorry, I keep pronouncing stuff wrong today. But yeah, that's what's going on there. And then down here in the southeast, we are seeing some rain showers going on here. Southern Florida, we're not really seeing too much going on, but central and northern Florida, we are seeing some rain showers going on here. So we are seeing that going on. And later today, we're going to see some storms develop off the coast here from Louisiana. And these are going to move into these areas later tonight and bring that severe weather risk for areas of Alabama, Georgia, and Florida. And this threat will move into South Carolina, North Carolina into tomorrow morning. So that's why we have enhanced risk here. Okay, here's tomorrow's forecast. We're seeing in temperatures here, we're seeing around 60 degrees here for areas of the central U.S. here, including Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas. We're also seeing some 50-degree temperatures up here, also in Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota here, so I'm sure people will be enjoying that, whoever's up in those areas. Also some warm temperatures here in the west here. We're seeing areas of Oregon, it looks like, and Washington seeing some warm temperatures here. So we also see the warm temperatures continuing here for areas southeast around Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina here before that cold front moves through with that severe weather here. We see some of these areas that we'll see the severe weather today in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida. We see some cooler temperatures as high tomorrow as that cold front sweeps through here. So we also see some cooler temperatures here for some areas of the Midwest into the Northeast here. We see those cooler temperatures move through. So as you see, we're going to see snow with 30-degree temperatures here. So we're going to become cooler by tomorrow here. So we're going to have to watch that. Here are low temperatures. This one's kind of surprising here. I haven't seen this in a while here. But we see 20 degrees for a lot of the U.S. here, even below that for some areas. We see a large swath of the U.S. is in at least 20 degrees. There are a few areas with warmer temperatures, but I would say probably about 60% of the U.S. is covered in the 20 degrees here as a low tomorrow. So as you can see, or lower than that, you see even Northeast, Upper Midwest here seeing even cooler temperatures around 13. So it's going to be pretty cold for most of the U.S. tomorrow. Even down here in Florida, 29 degrees here. I'm sure that's cold for Florida here. So, and then we're seeing a little bit of warmer temperatures here in southern Florida. There are a little bit warmer temperatures here for areas of Texas and Oklahoma, maybe southern Texas. Some areas of the west coast will see warmer temperatures, but other than that, everyone else is going to be in the 20s here, it looks like here, according to the temperatures here, or below even, like up here or the mountain snow area. Okay, here is our 48-hour radar here, future radar, and we see some heavy snow here as that cold front moves through, bringing us some snow for these areas. Even though you're seeing 60-degree temperatures right now, you're going to be seeing snow here by tomorrow at least. So we're going to see the snow try to develop over the next little bit here. As we go into tonight, it will develop even to heavy snow here for these areas here. So this will move up into these areas up here in the northeast. The northeast looking like we're going to see the most snow up there, but we will see some snow down here for areas of Mississippi, Alabama, and even Georgia seeing some snow down here, possibly moderate to maybe some heavy snow down in those areas. So very interesting there. But we're also seeing the severe weather risk down here, so we can't really ignore that either. As you can see, that round out of Louisiana will move through. That's our one we're going to have to watch for some strong to severe storms with damaging wind being one of the main threats here. So we're going to have to watch that closely. But other than that, we are seeing some snow over here in the northwest, and we are also seeing a little snow band from Minnesota moving through here on Saturday into, it looks like Saturday night, some light snow moving into areas of Wisconsin, Michigan here. So we are going to see that also. Okay, now we're going to move on to our severe weather forecast. Here's our SPC day 1 outlook here. We have a marginal risk here of severe weather here for these areas. We also have our second category here, or slight risk, 2 out of 5 on the scale. And we even have an enhanced risk, 3 out of 5 on the scale here for areas of Florida and Georgia here. Gary Smith said you're getting snow while I'm getting severe weather and rain. Yeah, I got snow actually yesterday. I'm not seeing snow now, but it's past my area now. But yeah, you guys are going to be seeing severe weather down here in Florida. So yeah, the snow's moved out of my area, but northeast will be seeing some snow up there. So they're going to see some very heavy snow, while your guys' area will see some strong severe weather here. But as I was saying, enhanced risk area for Georgia and Florida here, 3 out of 5 on the scale here. So we do have a 3 out of 5 on the scale, meaning some intense storms are possible in that area. So we're going to have to watch that closely. There is a 10% chance of tornadoes. That is kind of a rare threat to be issued here by the SPC. Usually you don't see a 10% here. Usually they sometimes get up to a 5%, but 10% is kind of a rare category here. They don't issue very often here. So we do have a 10% chance here. I'll show you in the next slide here. We also have a 5% chance of hail and a 30% chance of wind here. So that's another reason why we have enhanced risk. The wind-driven enhanced risk is why we have enhanced risk here. Here is our tornado, and 2% here, and then we have a 5% chance here, and then we have that 10% chance of tornadoes here for areas of Florida and Georgia here. We're going to watch for a few tornadoes here. Luckily, we don't have ZIG being issued, meaning significant tornadoes, but we do have a 10% chance here, and that's better than no chance of tornadoes. Like I say, even a 2% chance is still significant for any tornadoes. Even though it's a brief tornado or two in those areas, you have a better chance of seeing a tornado than seeing no chance of tornado. Less than 2% chance, 5% chance you want to watch for maybe a few tornadoes possible, and then 10% chance a few tornadoes probably. So better probabilities, the bigger probabilities, the better chance of you seeing a tornado. But even though you're in the 2% chance, you still should watch out for maybe a tornado or two potentially somewhere near your area. So just watch that closely there. Also, SPC Day 2, we also have another enhanced risk here. We see a marginal risk for a big area, slight risk all the way down here to Florida, all the way up here, and then we even have an enhanced risk for Virginia, North and South Carolina here. So we are going to see some severe weather going on for those areas. The good news with this storm here, as it moves off toward these areas, they're expecting not a big tornado risk, but they are expecting a 5% chance of tornadoes, not a 10% chance luckily, but a 5% chance of tornadoes, 3% chance of wind, not hail, sorry, I guess I switched these two up, but 30% chance of wind and 5% chance of hail. I guess I switched those up, I just realized that. But yeah, some winds possible, 30% chance, and then the hail is very low. So just ignore this down here. I meant to put that there, and 5% chance here. But there is a possibility of a little hail, but not much hail expected. Here's our tornado risk, a 2% chance here, and then a 5% chance here for areas of Florida, all the way up here to North Carolina here. So we will see some sort of tornado risk. It's not as big, but there's still a tornado risk, so you should still watch out if you're in that area for a few tornadoes possible here. So just be prepared if you're in that area. Have a no-weather radio, have a way to get warnings or watches, whatever's issued, just have a way to get warnings or watches, and have multiple ways to get it, just in case maybe your weather radio stops working or something like that. Just have multiple ways to get warnings. Okay, luckily, day 3 is looking calm. Right now, looking like no thunderstorms possible, really, for Sunday. There may be a few thunderstorms, but they're not expected to be severe. But day 4, we see another 15% chance issued for our area from Oklahoma, Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana here. We see a 15% chance of severe weather. That equals a slight risk of severe weather, so we are going to have to watch that. I saw that on the models starting to trend on a storm down here, and that's why they issued a 15% chance. And I wouldn't be surprised by Thursday next week if it still shows what's showing. We may see some sort of 15% chance somewhere in these areas here later on next week. So we will have to watch that. We also have a day 5 risk here again. So we see a 15% chance from Mississippi all the way back here to Georgia and Florida. So these are rare, and lately we've been seeing quite a few 15% chances issued here. So this shows you that we're kind of in an active period at the moment here of severe weather. So the last little bit we've been in a active severe weather pattern at the moment. So it looks like that will continue over the next little bit. But don't forget, last year we did see this kind of same thing play out where we saw big severe weather occurring here in March, but then it calmed down in April and May, started calming down here. So, but we will have to watch here for some severe weather over the next week or so. Looks like we're in the active period at the moment here. So we are going to have to watch that. Now let's look at the models here, see what's showing here. I just showed you that there will be a storm that will be moving through here into areas of Georgia, Florida. Then we'll see a line. This is when the damaging wind threat is going to be big here as it turns into a line here. So we are going to have to watch that. We'll see mainly rain and thunderstorms for these areas until that line moves through here. So we may see some rain, thunderstorms. They're not going to be too widespread, but we will see some rain, thunderstorms. They'll dissipate. Maybe a few other storms develop here, but the big line of storms won't be till probably later tonight or tomorrow morning here. You'll see that line, so you will have to have a way to get warnings during the nighttime hours, so just be prepared for that. Here's our instability. This is one of the ingredients we need for severe weather here. And we have a little bit of it down here. We're not seeing too much of it as it moves through Louisiana. We see higher amounts as it moves into Florida and Georgia here. And as it moves up here, we see a little bit of it and then it goes away. So we aren't going to see too much instability here. We will have a little bit of instability for these storms. So still 100 joules per kilogram, but we aren't going to see too high of values here. So that's the good news we have here. Maybe 1,000 for some areas in Florida. Maybe getting close to 1,000 here in North Carolina, but not looking too big here. So maybe in southern Florida we may have a better chance here because we do have about 1,000 down there. But luckily the instability is fairly low, and that's the good news for March here. Usually in March we don't see much instability here for areas. So here's our moisture though. We have plenty of enough moisture. 60-degree dew points is definitely enough for severe weather here. And we do have that going on here. 60-degree dew points here. So we will have moisture for these areas. It just continues to go up here. Areas of North and South Carolina here, even into Florida. We see some 60s, 70s here. So we definitely will have enough moisture for these areas. Here's our shear here, and we will have about 40 knots for these areas, meaning maybe a few tornadoes here. So, and then as it moves toward Florida, we will see some higher values, even more higher values as that front moves through here. So we will have some shear for some of these areas, meaning a few tornadoes will be possible for some of these areas. So we will have to watch this very, very closely. So we have about 40 knots, even getting near 70 knots at times for some of these areas. So we will have to watch for a few tornadoes here. Okay, here's our LCL height. Basically, the lower the values, the better chance for tornadoes in the ground. The higher the values, the not as good chance for tornadoes hitting the ground. And we see some mainly low values, meaning tornadoes can hit the ground here, these areas, but as we go into later tonight, looks like we'll start seeing some higher values start to come through. So that'll be some good news, but that'll be mainly whenever the storms pass by. So after the storm pass by, it shows is whenever we start seeing the higher values. So we will see lower values before that front moves through these areas. So we will see a possible tornado threat here, but they continue to get higher as we keep going on here. Okay, here is our STP, or significant tornado parameter. What I like to say with this is, basically, this is your values of seeing a significant tornado. So if this is your values for seeing a significant tornadoes, that means your chances of seeing a tornado is higher then. So wherever you see the brighter colors here, you have a better chance of seeing tornadoes here. And we see there will be a slight chance, maybe a few tornadoes here in Louisiana here. And then as we move on, see some higher values here for areas of Georgia, Alabama. We even see some higher values here according to the M3K here, around 3 on the significant tornado parameter, getting close to here in North Carolina. So we will have to watch for a threat of tornadoes here and there. We will have to watch for a possible tornado threat because there are some higher values for those two areas. So we're going to have to watch that tonight for a few tornadoes occurring here for these areas. So it looks like we do have the higher threat for the M3K for South Carolina and North Carolina of tornadoes, a higher threat, it looks like, than this area here. So we'll have to watch this area for maybe an upgrade, but I don't know for sure if we'll see a 10% chance. Kind of depends if the M3K continues to show that, if the HRRR starts showing that. So it'll depend on that. But the HRRR here, that's what we're looking at next year, isn't fully agreeing with that. I've already looked at this here. We see some lower values. We still see some high values still of 1, so we still have a few tornadoes, even higher values actually down here in Florida according to HRRR. We see some higher values here in North Carolina, but not as high, I don't think, as the NAM3K was showing here. It shows like lower values up here, but it is showing higher values for Florida here. So we will have a chance of tornadoes according to the HRRR here. So if you watch this again, you see some higher values down here, potentially near 3 on the significant tornado parameter. Then there is still some higher values though up here in North and South Carolina. So we will have to watch that closely here. Okay, now I want to look at 3 storms. So this storm here is our first storm that'll be moving out. So, and then we're going to see some warm air build up in the United States here. And then we watch as another storm will develop near Tuesday next week here. You'll watch that happen here. As you can see, some strong thunderstorms. These could be severe, so we are going to have to watch this for Tuesday next week. And then we will have to watch around Thursday also next week, I think, as our third storm. I think this is, the models have been showing this for quite a while here. And I think we will see some sort of storm here going on Thursday next week. So I think we will have to watch that very, very closely as we move forward here. Like I said, I think we're kind of in a active period at the moment here of severe weather wise, at least. So we will have to watch that very closely. And then as you watch at the end of what I'm showing you here, there's another storm that tries to develop here. So we will have to watch that. That one I don't think has been shown too far. I haven't really paid attention too much into that, but we're going to have to watch it very closely over the next few weeks here. I do want to look at the Tuesday storm instability here. We do have about 100 to 1,000 joules per kilogram here, and then it goes up as it heads toward Florida, around 100, not as much, but and then it moves to the Carolinas, a little higher maybe there. So, but like I say, this is showing a little far out, so these values can go up by the time it shows on the M3K and stuff. But as of right now, it shows lower values here, so that's some good news we have, but we will have to watch this closely. As I say, it could change here. Rain Maven said, is this a repeat of last year? Because it's going to be 40s and some 50s next week. It could be. Let's hope it's not a repeat of last year. But right now, it's not looking like a too big event on Tuesday or today. It doesn't look like a big event. Maybe a possible few tornadoes today, but it's not looking like a high risk event. At least these two I'm looking at here. We will have to watch this closely, but it's not looking like, at least right now, what's showing right now, not looking like a repeat of last year. But you never know, it could be. So let's hope that's not the case, though. Let's look at the moisture now, and we're seeing around 50s, not too big of moisture here, around 60s as it moves toward Florida, Georgia, so we do see some higher moisture down there as it moves through those areas. So and I really think we're going to have to watch Thursday next week, so I feel like we're going to have to watch this storm, but Thursday next week I think we're going to have to watch very closely too. So I'm not going to look in that in today's video because I want to just look at these two storms only, because that one will likely change, but I think there will be some sort of storm next week around the end of the week. But we will have to watch this storm for Tuesday also as it moves through the southeast here. Here's our shear. We will have some shear for some of these areas. Just the only thing that's going to be limited here is our cape. It's going to be not very high, so I think that will be one of our limiting factors for this event here. But we will see some shear around 40 knots close to, so we will see about 40 to 50, even near 70 knots for some of these areas. So there is a chance of a few tornadoes here, I think, with our next storm system here. So we will have to watch that very, very closely here as we move forward. But like I said, I think the limiting factor will be our instability. We won't see too much instability here. Okay, here is our winter storm forecast now. I want to talk about our possible upcoming winter storm here. We're seeing some winter weather that will be moving through these areas here, and then heads up here in the northeast. So we will see some winter weather occurring here. So we're going to see as we go into tonight, it will start to develop into a line here and then become moderate to heavy snow as we head into tomorrow morning, into tomorrow. See some heavy snow, then it continues, and then finally moves out around later on Sunday probably, it looks like here. So we're going to see some heavy snow try to develop later on tonight into tomorrow morning. As we go through the day tomorrow, we could see some heavy snow for some of these areas in the northeast, so be prepared for some heavy snow up there. So we'll continue to watch this very, very closely. I do want to look at the snow amounts here first though, I want to check out our WSSI, the Winter Storm Severity Index. The next 1 to 3 days here, we see there's a limited impacts for these areas here up in northeast. Let's also see minor impacts here for most of these areas. So we see a widespread minor impacts. We even see moderate impacts, a little more scattered in some of these areas. There's little breaks in here, but there is quite a bit of moderate impacts. And then we see a few areas of major impacts for area maybe up here in Pennsylvania here, and then up here in northern Maine we see major impacts. Luckily we see no extreme impacts unless there's a little one up there. There's a possibility there is, but we don't really see a big area of extreme impacts for these areas. That's some good news here, but we are going to see quite a bit of snow here for these areas, so we will have to watch that. I do want to look at the snow amounts though. So here are our snow amounts in the NAM here. We are seeing less than an inch, up to an inch, and getting up to 3 inches, 5 inches up here, and maybe getting close to near a foot, maybe in near northern Maine, but shows here on our NAM model about probably 8 to 12, getting close to maybe 12 for some areas up here, but it's not really showing a foot for really any of these areas here, maybe anywhere from 8 to 12. So, but it doesn't really show a foot or more in really any of these areas according to the NAM here. We're seeing even some 1 to 5 inches of snow for areas from Kentucky all the way to Pennsylvania. Even down here in Alabama, Georgia, we're seeing an inch at least, maybe even 2 inches in northern Alabama. So we could be seeing quite a bit of snow, maybe even 3 inches potentially. So Lynn said enhanced risk here on the Virginia coast. Yeah, I saw that there is a possibility of some severe weather here, mainly for damaging wind, but there is a possibility of maybe a tornado or two, but mainly the damaging wind threat though. And then our HRRR model, what's thinking here, I think this one makes the values go a little lower here, but still shows about 5 inches for quite a few areas, still getting maybe up to 8 in some areas, but really maybe a small area of a foot up there in Maine, but really nothing too big, nowhere near a foot or more. Doesn't really show for any of these areas in the northeast, but still shows quite a bit of snow, maybe 5 to 10 here for these areas. Some areas getting close to 12 here. So, but not showing anywhere from 12 or above for big areas. So that's some good news we have here. But quite a bit of snowfall. Even with that snowfall you got earlier last week, you could get some more snowfall here this weekend here. So, we'll have to watch that. Okay, here's our National Weather Service forecast. This is as of 2 p.m., so I'm kind of surprised with their totals here. According to the models, they show lower values up here in the northeast, but they think there could be a foot of snow here for some areas up in northern Maine, northern Vermont there, and maybe some areas in New York may see near a foot according to the National Weather Service. So we could see a foot up there. We'll have to watch these areas here, so for maybe a foot of snow here. So just be careful if you're in those areas. Even all the way down here into Mississippi, Alabama, potentially getting near 1, 2, maybe even 3 inches of snow down here. So that area that doesn't usually see that much snow here. We'll see near 5 inches here. Tennessee, Kentucky, and then we see high up to 6 to 8 in some areas of Pennsylvania, New York. Then up to maybe even a foot here, 10 to a foot, maybe a little more according to what the National Weather Service says for some of these areas, but mainly just a foot maybe up in these areas. So this is according to the National Weather Service. And then our other snow clipper that I showed you up here shows maybe a little bit of snow up here, maybe getting near 1 to 2, 3, maybe in some areas getting up to 6 inches there. So for Michigan there, so very interesting there. Okay, question time live. I know this was a long stream, but finally made it to the end here. Question time for anyone here on the stream. I could tell you any totals, severe weather, thing like that. I know it was a long stream, a lot of information packed into this stream, but I wanted to give all the information in the stream here. I really hope my audio was on. Okay, yeah, my audio was on. I should check that earlier just in case, because I know one time I accidentally had my volume off while I was talking, so it was not fun. Let me know though if you have any questions in the chat. If not, I'll probably be ending the stream and maybe have another stream later tonight. It kind of just depends. Depends on if it's really that bad, and it kind of depends. It just depends on what I'm doing also. So, let me know if you have any questions. I can answer questions here. I have quite a bit of time here to answer questions here. So, I'm not seeing any questions, but let me know in the chat. If not, I'll be ending the stream here. I'll stay live till probably at least 4 o'clock here. Or not 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock. 4 o'clock Eastern, though. So let me know if you have questions in the chat. So, oh, there is a severe thunderstorm warning? Okay, we're going to look at that here in just a second here. So, if, okay, Springfield. Okay, I'll look for you in a second here. We have to look that area up here on maps. So I'm gonna get that on here for you. So maps. You have to search that area up because I don't know where that's at. So I'm gonna search it up here and then I'll give you your amount here, your possible amount of that area. So Springfield. Then we'll look at the severe storm after that. Okay, Springfield, Maine. Yeah, if there's any other questions, I'll answer them here. Okay, let's see, where's this area around? Oh, Massachusetts, not Maine. Okay, Massachusetts here. We'll see. Okay, I see that where that's at. So it's near southwestern Massachusetts. Okay. Okay, let me look for you. I'm getting on pivotal weather here. So back to my scene here. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna look here at your National Weather Service forecast here just to see what they think here for your area, and I'll look at some of the models for you here. Okay, let's see. Let's zoom in here. For around Springfield about right here. So according to the National Weather Service, they think about probably an inch, maybe getting close to 2 inches here. So I'd say probably 1 to 3 here, probably for that area. It's about right in this area according to the maps here. So about 2 inches, probably 1 to 2, maybe 3. So you could see that. I'll look at some of the models here just to make sure here. So let me look at some of the models, see what they show. The NAM. Okay, wait a second here. I'm gonna have to move it to the Snowfall. Now, whatever the models show, I'll make an estimate of how much I think you'll get here. So this one thinks about 2 inches. So this one thinks about for Springfield there, Massachusetts. It's about 2 inches on that model. About the HRRR. That one thinks about near 4 inches. So very interesting there. Let's do the name 3K. I think that did update, but this may show about 5 inches. Wow, that's showing quite a bit of snow there. You may see quite a bit of snow depending on whatever these other models show. That one has 12Z, so now let's look at GFS here. This one shows about 3 inches, but this was the 12Z run. So I'm gonna look at the European, and then I'll decide then if I think you'll get how much here. About 3. Right now, to stay safe, I'll say 1 to 4 maybe. 1 to 4 I'd say, being your amount, possibly. So 1 to 4 would be my amount for you, just because some of the models have uptrended a little bit, but I would say about 1 to 4. I'm just going to give you about 1 to 4 here. So 1 to 4. Even though the National Weather says about 2 inches maybe, I'd say 1 to 4 because some of the models are saying higher amounts now. from the latest updates here, so I'll just say 1-4. Okay, I'm gonna move on to our severe thunderstorm warning we have in effect here, and we'll see where that's at here. So I want to view that here. I'm gonna move this to the GR2 analyst. Okay, sorry I had the audio off for a second. Moved it to the GR2 analyst screen here. Okay, come on. Okay. Okay. Oh, I did not mean to open 2. Okay, okay, we have, according to what it shows here, let me see, so it's in Florida, so we see this is around Pona Park. That's where we're seeing a severe thunderstorm warning at the moment. And then we also see a spring, or, what's that called, meteorology? Special marine warning also off the coast here of Florida at the moment. Which one's closer? I think this radar site's closer, isn't it? It says to load the radar here. So I think my stream's a little behind at the moment, so I'm sorry about that. Oh yeah, I see that. I hope my stream's not too far behind. So, but yeah, there is severe thunderstorm warning, and yeah, no, he said it could go south. Yeah, it could get hit hard according to the models. Some of them are starting to go a little south. It looks like we're bringing in more snow, but it's kind of hard to say what you're gonna get here. Okay, I don't know if you guys can actually hear or see me. Let me know if you guys can still hear me or not. According to what I'm seeing on my end, I see I'm still on the pivotal weather screen. I don't know if that's true or not though. Okay, now I'm on the radar. Okay. I think I'm a little behind, about probably a few minutes behind here, so I probably will be ending the stream in just a few minutes, but I do want to just check out this warning here. There is 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds with this storm here, so yeah. I don't know why radar's not wanting to load up here though. Radar should be loading up here, but it's taking a while. But we are seeing a storm going on in Florida. Oh my god, come on. Come on. Okay, I guess the radar is not wanting to work for me. I don't know if the radar's down or what. I don't know. Is the radar down or something? I guess it's probably down here. Try this radar here. Okay. Okay, there we go. Finally got it to work here. Okay. We are seeing a severe thunderstorm warning here, 60-mile-per-hour winds. I think that radar site is down or something, because I'm not able to get any signal or anything from. Yeah, that radar's down. That's why. Okay, that's the reason why. That radar is down. That's why. I was wondering why it wouldn't work. This radar is down, so I'm not really able to look too much into that. I could go to this radar site, but that radar site is down. That is not good news, though. It really is not good news for later today. Hopefully that radar comes back on later tonight. Hopefully. Let's hope so. Because if not, then that's going to be kind of hard for the National Weather Service here to issue warnings and stuff if that radar's down. Okay, I want to look here. It's going to be kind of hard here, but looks like we may have a little bit of rotation in here. I can't really tell because our radar site's down here, where the closest is near Jacksonville, but it's down, so this is the best we can get. And we do have a little bit, it looks like, a rotation in here. Let's look at rotation tracker. Doesn't show much, but it looks like on there could be rotation. It even shows maybe a little bit of rotation near Old Ridge, potentially. So that is a possibility. Look at the correlation coefficient. Okay. And then we have a special marine warning. Let's see what the impacts from this is. A water spout is possible here with that storm there. Then we also see another storm here. Water spout possible. So we will have to watch that here. So, okay. Well, I think that's pretty much it. I'm not seeing tornado warnings. If there is a tornado warning, I'll stay on the stream a little longer. As of right now, I'm not seeing that happening, and it probably won't happen here. Okay, I think because my stream's behind anyway, I'm probably gonna end the stream here. I have no idea if I'm actually behind or not in the stream, but thank you though, guys, for watching. I'm not planning on being live for the next little bit. Tonight, I plan to go live over the storms that will be hitting areas of Florida. So these storms, I'm not going to be live for. Part of the reason is that radar site's down anyway, so the best I'd be able to do is this radar. So you'll have to have a way to get warnings if there is any severe weather too much with these storms, but most severe weather won't be till later tonight. That's whenever we're planning on seeing the big round come through. So that's pretty much what's going on here. All the viewers providing info for Fox weather, so not here as much. Oh, okay. Ryan already took all the viewers. But yeah, like I was saying though, I'm probably gonna end the stream here tonight. I'm gonna try to have a stream here over the severe weather, whenever it starts here in Louisiana. So I plan on having a stream later today. As of right now, I just wanted to real quick look at radar. There's a few storms here that are popping up near Florida, but most of these should be regular thunderstorms. Maybe one or two could become severe, but our big threat isn't until later. So when that storm in Louisiana develops. So other than that, I'm gonna end the stream here. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic rest of your Friday here. My last spring break day off, and it's the weekend. And then I have to go back to school next week. I will have an announcement or something tomorrow. I'll just read to you guys now anyway, but for the final thing here, I'm just gonna read to you guys, and then I'm gonna end the stream here. Let me see it. Okay, there it is. Okay, this will be coming out tomorrow around 1 p.m. anyway, but I'm gonna just say it now. Will be for other people here. Lately I've been uploading quite a bit and streaming. The reason why is because I've been on spring break. Next week I'll be returning for my final quarter of school, meaning I won't be able to upload or stream as much, so I'm very sorry about that. I'll try my best with streams and uploads, but they won't be during the morning. They'll be before 2 p.m., but don't worry, summer is coming up soon, meaning I'll be able to upload and stream more. As of right now, my last day is May 17th, unless there's any more snow days. So after then, I'll be able to upload and stream more. Just wanted to let you guys know before, if you're wondering why I don't stream or upload as much or not as often. Like I said, I'm very sorry. Also, thanks for the support lately. You guys are awesome, and have a good weekend. So, yeah, have a good weekend, everyone. And I'm planning on streaming later. Like I said, probably I'd say, if I'm streaming, I would say probably, according to the models, I would say 7 o'clock. I'm pretty sure, somewhere near there. 6 o'clock, actually, I think it was. So, I should be live probably around 6 o'clock tonight. So, I'm gonna look at it on the models real quick to make sure I'm giving you an accurate time of what time I'm going live here. So, and I plan on coming back here around 6 o'clock live, but I'm not going to be probably talking though. It'll be the usual severe weather streams. I plan on going live later tonight here. Let me look here. Around. So these storms won't really start. There will be a little line that will move through, so we will have to watch those. I may go live for those if they are too big, but our biggest potential won't be till these storms move through. So around 8 p.m. I may go live, depending on how strong these storms are. And I don't know if I'll be live though most that much of the night though, This was around 4 a.m. Some strong storms. Then it continues 7 a.m. But then it clears out finally by 12 p.m. according to the models here. So, but I may be live later today around 6 p.m. So just keep that in mind. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream here. I think my stream's anyway behind, so sorry about that. But thank you guys though for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Stay safe if you're in the severe weather risk or in the snow risk here. Stay safe here. So see you guys in the next stream.